PlanSwift comes with many different templates, which contain a variety of formulas. These formulas calculate waste, cost, markups, and more. Chances are good that whatever you need is already there somewhere, but there's always a chance you need something customized to suit your needs. Once you're comfortable with the Advanced Properties screen, you may want to take things further and create custom properties, formulas, or input fields. Before creating new properties, let's start with the more straightforward task of editing an existing property. In this example, we have a linear takeoff tool for a wall. Right now, the property for wall height is a simple number entry box where you must enter a height. Let's turn that field into a drop-down list with the most common wall heights already entered. You can open the Edit Property window by either double-clicking the property name or by selecting it and clicking the Edit Property button at the top of the screen. The Edit Property window contains a lot of fields most users won't need to edit, so let's focus on just a few at this time. To turn our field into a list, we just need to enter the values we want in the Lists section on the right. We'll leave the list as a simple list. However, since there may be times when you have a wall with a height that isn't listed, let's leave Only Allow Choosing from the list deselected, so you can still type in anything you want. Now click OK to save and close the Edit Property window. If you want the field to contain a default entry, such as the most common wall height, you can select that value in the formula field. Otherwise, leave it at 0. To make the field appear on our form when we use the template, we must check the box on the far right to turn the property into an input field. Now, click OK to save and close the Advanced Properties window. If we check out our form, we'll see the wall height field now has a drop-down where we can select from our list. Okay, now let's add a new property in Formula. Let's say you want to know how many drywall sheets you'll need for this wall. However, you need to be flexible because sometimes you only need drywall on one side, sometimes 2 sides, and some walls might need 2 layers for fire ratings. You'll need to do a few things to accomplish this. Before creating a formula, you should plan out the equation. To calculate the number of drywall sheets, you need to multiply the wall length by its height to get the total surface area. Then, you must divide the surface area by the square feet in each different size drywall sheet. Finally, multiply that result by however many sides you require. To accomplish this, we need to add 3 new properties. 1 to calculate the number of drywall sheets, and 2 additional properties to enter the sheet size and number of sides. Creating these extra properties makes your template reusable, no matter the situation. Before we begin, I want to point out that this example simply illustrates some features of PlanSwift. There are pre-built part templates to estimate drywall sheets for you in PlanSwift. However, knowing how to build templates and understand how they work is critical to understanding how to make new templates for things that may not exist. Okay, let's go. Let's start by creating the property for the sheet size. To create a new property, click the Add Property button from the top of the screen. Now a blank Edit Property window displays. Let's name this new property Sheet Size. We want this new property to live in the Estimating section. Whenever I click the Add Property button, I had an estimating property selected, so PlanSwift automatically set estimating for me. If you need to change it, select estimating from the drop-down menu. As we did with the wall height earlier, let's enter the standard sizes in our list on the right. I'll enter 32 for a 4x8 sheet, 40 for a 4x10 sheet, and 48 for a 4x12 sheet. Now click OK to save and close. Before you move on, since these entries are square foot values, you must also set the Output Units field to square feet. We didn't have to do this for the wall height field because we edited an existing property where the units were already set. However, anytime you add a new property, select the appropriate unit, or your formula might not work. Click the drop-down menu in the Output Units field to make the selection. The Input Units field automatically adjusts as well. We also want to be sure this field shows up on our form, so select the checkbox on the far right to turn this field into an input field. Now let's create a new property for the number of sides for our wall. Again, click Add Property. We'll name this Number of Sides. And then enter 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the list on the right. Click OK, and this time select each from the Output Units field. and check the box to turn this item into an input field. Finally, let's add the property to calculate the number of sheets. Click Add Property, then name the item Number of Sheets. No further changes are necessary, so click OK. The result needs to be an each count as well. We don't need to check the box to make this property an input field though, as it should just calculate for us. Okay, it's time to create the formula for our number of sheets property. Select the formula field and click the three dots to open the formula editor. Once opened, there are two ways you can create your formula. First, if you know the information you want to use, you can type it in manually. For instance, I need my formula to multiply the quantity by the wall height, so I can just type in QTY in square brackets, the multiplication sign, and then wall height in square brackets. The second way you can enter a formula is by using the lookup. I need to divide the surface area by the square footage in my sheet size. So I'll add the division symbol and then click the Insert Property button. The Insert into Formula window appears. Remember way back at the beginning when I said that PlanSwift comes with many different templates containing various formulas? Well, here you can browse all of those templates and select any property from inside any one of them you need to use. No need to reinvent the wheel. In our case, we need to find the sheet size property we just made. With our template selected, scroll through the list of available properties until you find it. New properties should be at the bottom. There are two radio buttons for relative path and full path. You want to leave relative path selected. If you change it to full path, the formula uses the property found at this specific pathway. If you ever end up adjusting the template, like moving it to a different folder or changing the name, the formula may no longer work. Click OK to add the property to your formula. Now we need to multiply by the number of sides. So we can type the multiplication symbol or select it from the top of the screen, and then click the Insert Property button again. Scroll down until you find the number of sides property we just added, and then select it and click OK to add it. As one final precaution, we know we'll never be able to purchase partial drywall sheets. So if our formula calculates a value with a decimal, let's ensure it always rounds up to the next whole number. To do this, click the Insert a Special Formula button and choose Round Up. The Round Up option automatically formats the formula, so you don't need to adjust it. Our final formula is round up, open parentheses, QTY in square brackets, multiplied by wall height in square brackets, divided by sheet size in square brackets, multiplied by number of sides in square brackets, close parentheses. The order of operations performs the multiplication and division from left to right, so there's no need for any additional parentheses inside the roundup formula, but be sure to add them when necessary. Now, let's use our new template to draw some takeoff and see how it calculates our drywall. We'll navigate to our page and select our template from the Templates, Parts, Inputs panel on the right. When we select our template, the form appears, where we can set the height of our wall, sheet size, and the number of sides using the drop-down menus we created earlier. Now, just draw the takeoff. Once complete, double-click the item name and click the Advance button to view the total sheets in the results column. You can take it a step further by adding additional properties for sheet pricing, and then add that information to your estimating tab. For more information about advanced properties or help setting up custom properties, don't hesitate to get in touch with your customer success manager to schedule a training session.
Before you build, construct Connect.